Всем привет, друзья! С вами armenia.im. Сегодня гость нашего интервью, бывший логист и финансист организации ASALA Карегин Грегорян. Парон Григорян, բարևձեզ.
Բարևձեզ.
How did you first become interested in the Armenian issue? What led you to this?
My history began inside my family that they didn't want to speak about the genocide. So we young people, we have a complex, identity complex. I'm born in Libya. I live in Italy to study. Who I am? I am Armenian. They don't know from where are you? Armenia. Where is Armenia? It's a country that we don't know it. But only is the story of people that have persecution and deportation, like my grandfather, my grandmother. So my family don't want to speak about the genocide. So when we was young, after the Gurken-Yannikian history that killed 2 Turks in Los Angeles, we start to take cautions inside all the around the world of the Armenian movement and the revolutionary movement, student movement in North Europe that make fight against the government and against the, how they say, the colonialism and this kind of war against the little people like Armenia, like Kurdish, like Ira, Irish, like Corsica, like all these people who this history have take out from the story, the legal story. So we start to make a movement, political movement, with a newspaper that is calling Zeytun in Italy. So at the time, they start to come the young generation of Armenian revolutionary that want to fight against the Turkish, inside the Turkish, to have a free Armenian republic. With the, to be one day with union with the Soviet Armenia. One state.
Okay, and how did you come to the left-wing beliefs?
Because all our family, all Armenian, they have a thinking about how we can say to explain good, patriarchal. So they don't to speak about the problem. They say we are against communist. So we start to ask what is meaning communist, what is meaning free people, what is meaning all this kind of problem. So we start to understand that we don't like our present generation, that they don't explain. We like to remember the story of the beginning generation that fight. My grandfather was a Fedain of Armenian movement inside Armenia. I have photo with his guns that's fighting against the Turkish army. So when we find all this kind of document, we start to say, oh, why? So we understand that the third generation is always, in all the world, the third generation, psychological generation that take in hand the destiny of all kind of generation of renewal inside the Armenian people. And we understand that we have to make a big battle, not against the Turkish, but even inside the Armenian mentality that was closed and that was not open about their history, that there was a socialist, revolutionary history, because the revolutionary Fedain that take wars against the Turkish, take the war against the Turkish, or the original, like how we say, the foundation of the Tashlan, Zavarian, even the other one, intellectual, now I don't remember the foundation of the Tashlan. There was socialists and even anarchists. Some because they have instruction in the period of 1887 in France. So they have contact with revolutionary movement, independent movement, rural movement that make war against their, how we say, against the not only the colonial but the close mentality of the Armenian mentality, and they put big improvement, bring instruction and evolution. Like inside not only the National, the Rangavar, the Hanchak, and all the movement that they make a federation of all revolutionary organization.
Mm-hmm. And how did you enter into ASALA? Was your entry into this organization based on the struggle for socialism or for Armenia?
Always, even in Italy, they ask me, the journalists ask these things. Why you are anarchist or socialist or with this kind? Because I say, it's impossible to a people that fight against a dictatorial government can be different, have to be different of these people. We have to make egoize. In Armenian say, havazarutunu. We have to be the same. We cannot make bad things to another people if we receive bad things from another people. So for us was the emancipation of Armenian movement and Armenian mentality. So for that, for us was very important to be progressist, if we don't want to say socialist, but progressist. With all the people who fight against the authorities, the colonialism, the dictatorship, the imperialism. We were not nationalists, we were independentists with Armenian culture, Armenian positive relation with all the people that is around Armenia. Now that is not happening. The story gives us reason that today what is happening? Armenia and the people around Armenia are in fight together because we don't have culture in that area. Not only Armenian, even the Azerbaijan, even the Turkish people work against the government. And we were in friends with these people that was leftist but was progressist. That we people that we have the result of repression of the dictatorship and the imperialism, we understand that people we together we can destroy this kind of mentality and be free.
Okay.
Relation is important for the peace, but not peace because we are only Christian. Peace is meaning to have relation with the people with high cultural and intellectual level.
Okay, you said about the fight for people, but do you remember your first armed operation as part of ASALA or New Armenian Resistance? How did it go, your first operation armed?
You remember New Armenian Resistance, yes. New Armenian Resistance was a group of the Armenian of diaspora, of France, of Europe, that they are not too much in good. We are good relation with ASALA that come from Beirut because we want to open a new street. We are for one kind of attacks against military Turk or objective Turk, but without take people, innocent people inside. Mm-hmm. So we tried even to make a difference with this name, New Armenian Resistance, NRA is meaning, for bringing a new line to see that we are culturally different, or that people that thinks only in nationalism. Armenian will have a big culture because Armenian is open in all the world. Armenian culture is important for that one because have a relation always with all the people in the area and is an example for all the other people. This one, I like architect, I can say because I'm American. So I take in love when, even in my condition of psychological condition of crisis of identity, I was happy that Armenian culture, Armenian architecture was a best architecture in the area. For that one, I take in love even with the architecture. I am not in love with the war and only with the fight. I in love even with culture. And like architect, I like too much the Armenian architect and the, the creativity of Armenian. When I went, last time, 2 days ago, I went to Dadivank, that was free already at that time. I went inside. I am a different Christian, we can say. I believe, not believe. In Italian they say agnostic. I went inside and the spirituality, the creative of the people make me an emotion that I cry. So understand how is important the Armenian culture, the Armenian creativity.
Okay, but what about your first operation? I just want to understand how was it going? How did it go, your first armed operation that you...
To take against other people is not a good thing, but was important for know to the people the Armenian cause. They don't want to understand. When we start the armed struggle, they start to say, oh, continue, because like this we understand Armenian cause. You understand? So we make really armed struggle because we are forced to do it. After we don't know that they say us that we are terrorists. No, we are revolutionary. We are guerrilla men. So we want to make our war in Armenia. So for that one, two of my members, friends, Hovsep Hovsepian, alias Minas Minasyan, and Monte Melkonian, I, with my hands, I bring in Armenia. And I was joined them after 2-3 months, but they take me first. And they were there, and they continue our history from Europe with our struggle armed against Turkish, in this time against the real enemy of our country. In this time, not in outside country, but in our country, that it was in difficult, like now.
Just asking this question, I just want to understand the atmosphere that was in your organization.
I explained like this. Maybe you think that I want to. I'm not agree that the answer that you make, but only to understand that the people that we Armenian, we don't like to make fight. We are caustic to make fight sometimes, because they want to destroy us, to take out from the life. For that one, we say, oh, this is the last time that we can, like when a man goes inside the water and I have to take out. And this one is our situation.
And in one of your interviews, you also said about that you wanted to consolidate with Kurdish people in order to beat the Turks, their military leaders, politicians, secret agents, and what kind of joint actions you conduct with the Kurds.
We know already that ASALA, the Armenian government, like the accusation that Turkey say that ASALA was in Armenia, defended by Armenian government. So we, in the 82 in Sidone, we make an alliance with Kurd to start a new war with that people that have damage from the Turkish imperialism.
That connection was mainly with Working Party of Kurdistan, right?
Yes, with revolutionary PKK.
And how the Kurds and the members of PKK treated Armenians? I remember when we make the first manifestation of our paper that is making Zaytun, all the time we find our manifestation that we make in the street, on the theater, and to present the Armenian question, come some Turkish. And the first time that they join us, they give us our hand and they say, sorry for that one, our people, our grandfather make to you. Because they know the history, even that some Kurdish kill Armenian. So they want to say simple that they are against the Turkish fascist government. So this kind is meaning that we are in brothership with
Kurdish, with Palestinian, with Assyrian, with Yazidi, like Armenia, have relation with these people. These people want to live in peace, even with the Iranian people, even with Georgia, even with Turkish. There is people, Turkish, that they don't want this kind of fascism. A lot of people, even with the Azerbaijan, in minimum. Because the government, they don't care. The government make war because want to make a victim to behave, to save their regime. We people, we don't think like this.
Do you think that Armenians in the modern world can fight against Turkish crimes using the same methods as you used? Would it be appropriate in the modern world?
No, I don't think. It's not the time now to... now Armenia... Now Armenia in the hand of the government. We people, we don't have any how we say, strange. In the past we have it. Now we have to stay with the government, with the Armenian government, everybody with their government, and to improve the situation. But we don't have voices. We have to make promotion even to all that organization, civil organization that work for their right in Turkey, in Azerbaijan. This one is important to do it.
You, in your home, had a lot of weapons, and where did you get them? With what funds did you purchase them?
In some place that it wasn't home but place, have these arms in all the territory, like in France 2-3 city, in Italy 1-2 city, in otherwise, and this army, they come from Lebanon with the ship. Only this.
Why from Lebanon?
Why? Because in Europe it's difficult to find army, because if you find army in Europe, is meaning that you are in relation with the secret service. They know everything. So they come from outside, that nobody know from where come.
Maybe...
And they don't know how is our organization. This one was the problem of Europe. They don't have information from outside, from inside the secret service.
Maybe some personal questions. You personally knew Monte Melkonian. What kind of person was he?
Monte Melkonian was, first of all, he was a communist. This one we have to say, because people, they don't know this and they don't want to know. But he say that he's a communist. Even if his brother Markar. But is the first intellectual, I think, Armenia of diaspora, because he come from America, and after at 18 he went to Lebanon. That he have a good preparation, cultural preparation, and ideological, political preparation. And he bring the spring of leftist wing inside the Armenian movement. He was the person that who created this kind of influence, positive influence inside. So, and humanitarian, he was, you don't think, a man very, very, very kind. You think it's impossible that man who use arms, who was a big preparator, who was important person of the army in Karabakh, no? He was a
hero.
Was only not a hero, like a general, no? Because he had 4,000 people, 4,000 army. Military in his decision, and he was with everybody. He speak like a friend, and he was very prepared military, because he make the war in Lebanon with the Palestinians, even against the Israel occupied forces. So he have big experience. He's always give his life to this kind of objective that we have everybody. I have a good I remember in 93 when I was in 91, 92 when I was in jail in Parma. The guards give me a telegram, and ASALA Monyan, that he was a representative of Armenian Association of the Patriot Armenian that was in prison, like me, like Monte, give me the notice that Monte Melkonian died in Karabakh. So I start to cry. Never in my time, I never cry.
Very sad. Okay, question is, you gave almost all your life to fight for a bright future of Armenia. What was your motivation? Why did you decide to sacrifice everything for Armenia?
I didn't decide. It's the history that decides. I think that sometimes I have problem with my family, with my friends. You in your life, you make every time wrong. You take this decision. You worst your life. There is people, there is person inside the people that have more propense to the sacrifice. They understand that if they don't make it, there isn't hope for our people. And sometimes 200 people in diaspora bring a good, and this one I remain even surprised when I went in Armenia. That is how considered ASALA story in Armenia. You say we are only 200, 300 people. But because we start to bring the hope of Armenian independence and the Armenian question in all Europe country. And this was very important. It was very important because they don't want to speak about the Armenian genocide. In '85, after the big station of a big time of struggle army that we make in Europe, Mitterrand, Italian government, England, they start to recognize the genocide in their parliament. Maybe for this, our history was important. But now, important is the destiny of our people. We have to grow economical and cultural. And even we have to be a strange military, more secret information. I think that Armenian army they don't want have a good intelligence. But I think that the relation with Russia, that have a big intelligence, there is the problem that it was be exchanged with this information. If we are an alliance of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
For this one, I am very sad about this history. For that one, Armenian have a good military secret service to preventivare I problemi, to have more attention to that problem not happen.
Mm-hmm. So I think you are aware of current situation in Armenia, and what do you think, how to solve the problems of modern Armenia?
The problem, I told you that we have to have a good relation with Russia, normal, because as our alliance, we don't have another alliance. With Iran, we don't have alliance. They respect us. Turkey is our enemy. We don't recognize the genocide. Azeri, they are enemy because they are stupid, maybe, the government. They are stupid people. To have a good relation with Armenia diaspora, because Armenia diaspora have a diplomatic representation very strong. And Armenia have very strong with Russia. So we have to bring Armenia in the diaspora inside Armenia, that is meaning bring Europe inside Armenia. Mm-hmm. Because when they bring interest, even with a European company, it cannot be this kind of war. Mm-hmm. Because the economical interest of the people defend them. This one is the intelligence way that we are. And have a good intelligence army secret service. Not that now they start to say, now we start to make even us drone. It's not the way that one. You have to have information what's kind of preparation. And they have to know that without Turkish, they know without Turkish, there was way in this world. The Turkish helped the Azeri with all their technology. And this news, they have it because the Turkish used the drone 4 or 5 years before the attacks in Karabakh in Libya. How the Secret Service don't know that the Turkish can give that technology. How 1 month first they make, how we say, in Nakhichevan, they make a military, how we say, military execution. They make it in Nakhichevan. How they don't take alarm? How they don't prepare? They stay only like this, arriving the drone in their head.
It's the work of security services. Okay, and one of the last questions. Have you ever been in Armenia? What was it like?
In 2019, the first time, that festival, at the end, Verchabes, Hayeren Gesenk, we say in Armenia, I have the one document to take because I was always refugee. I didn't have any identity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have Libyan passport. I don't have Italian passport. My family is all Italian. So I went in Armenia with the Italian document for refugee. And after 20 years, because I asked the Armenian passport when I was in jail. So I wait. At the end, they give the Armenian passport. I come in Armenia, and I was very happy. And was for me a big emotion. And after, because my friends, Jose Povsepian, other combatants bring me in all the wars and explain me the battle of Kelbajar, the war of Kelbajar, and I see how sacrifice these people make to defend their country. And for me it was a good emotion, and I was very happy to be in Armenia. And the first time I listened, oh, I am Armenian, nobody can make me nothing. I was like in a free country. In Europe, I have only to stay attention, because every time I risk some problem, because they take, your past, your not past, even if I make 25 years of jail, they don't care. They think all the time negative with me. But I am another person. It's not meaning that first, I am bourgeois in the beginning, because my father was working in Italia, so we are a good family, and we make sacrifice. Even if I was architect, I leave all my future, economical future, for Armenia. So I understand now I need to be a normal people, because I want to live my last period that I have, but if I can do, in everything I can do for Armenia, I prepare it, cultural, economical, even I have some experience so in other.
So you deserve to have a rest, and I think the only place when you can feel like at home is Armenia.
Yes.
Only.
But I don't want to live only in Armenia. I want to live free. Even in Italy is my second country, we can say, because I born.
But you need a home.
But it's not my home. But in Italy there is too much people that are with me, even inside the police. Example, contradiction in the government. But it's not my home. For that one, I want to take even the Italian passport, because I want to listen home with the Italian culture and home with Armenian tradition, Armenian culture. But I have to study too much Armenian culture, because I don't speak good Armenian. I speak, they understand me. I have to write, it's another time, but I have 73 years, so 63 years.
It's never too late.
Never too late. Everybody say like this, but study is difficult.
Okay, and the last question: what would you like to wish the Armenian people?
To grow, to grow economical, social relation, not to think only with money, because in Armenia, when the worst thing that I say that people think about money. The relation that was in the past, I think that is finished. So we have to work with social, with the people that are not in good situation, make good Yerevan in the periphery, in the suburb. This one is the situation. And because Armenia have a beautiful, is a beautiful country, like geographically, orographic they say. But when the Armenians start to make construction, they make bad construction. I have an idea, and when I was in jail, I make the thesis of architecture. I want to do little community. We say in Italia, piccoli borghi. Mm-hmm. That it's take the Armenian architecture of the monastery, mm-hmm. And even of Ani. I like to create a lot of little Ani in Armenia, mm-hmm. and with the relation, with train, to be the equilibrium from nature and creativity, architecture, urban. I don't like the center of Yerevan, so I think the Armenians have to improve this, mm-hmm. and we have to give a contribution.
Пан Григорян, thank you very much for this interesting conversation. Встретимся в следующий раз.